Welcome back to Overthinking the American Song Contest. I'm still Matt Rather. This is part 2 of our recap of Qualifier 4. Americavision has given us songs of love, songs of sadness, and songs of boot-related goofin'. What's been missing so far is a song of withering contempt. And this one hits like a breath of fresh air.
If you're a grown-up man, like you say you are, get a job, get a car, and get yourself together like DIY. Do it yourself. DIY.
Big Beyonce energy here, starting with Stella's complaints about her man not putting a ring on it.
And you ain't even put a ring on it, nope.
But this song really harkens back to an older era of Beyonce, the Destiny's Child hit Bills, Bills, Bills. Stella has had it with her jobless, carless, worthless man. And a lot of the words she wants to use to express her feelings need to be censored for NBC broadcast.
DIY, don't you get off my back and fix yourself.
In the official version of the song, she does not say fix.
Well, I expect that type of language at Denny's, but not here.
We like how this song flips the concept of DIY on its head. Usually DIY is something that's positive, like I built a porch myself instead of having to hire someone to do it. But of course, Stella's man is the opposite of self-reliant. He's leaning on her for everything. So in this case, DIY becomes a mocking rejection.
I believe in you.
Really hammered home by her suggestion in the bridge.
Have you tried calling your mom?
All in all, quality breakup song material here. There's anger, there's disgust, maybe a little self-loathing at having tolerated this man-child for so long. But most of all, there's real joy at letting it all go.
Why don't you get off my back and fix yourself?
Been ready for this moment all my life. So let me sing this song for you tonight. Here we go.
First of all, we'd like to make a correction from last week. When we talked about the North Mariana Islands, we showed a picture that was actually Waikiki Beach on the Hawaiian island of Oahu. Our producer, Matt Palinki, didn't realize the mistake because he has never visited Hawaii and is not at all bitter about it. We can't help but judge this guy harshly in comparison to last week's Samu from the North Mariana Islands. Hawaii has like 30 times more people and way more cop shows. And yet Samu's song was more fresh and original. Plus, he played guitar and gave us an excuse to Google cool nature footage. Bronson's song just feels generic. The guy doesn't have an amazing voice, he doesn't dance, and he doesn't even do any live surfing demonstrations. Plus, he uses a needless number in his song title. Unless you're Avril Lavigne, that's a no-no. He was a man bun boy. We said, see you later, boy.
I'm working on a miracle. I really think I know this time.
If you're a parent, you are by now intimately familiar with Encanto, and you cannot hear the title of West Virginia's song without instantly thinking of Lin-Manuel Miranda's
Waiting on a miracle.
But of course, working on a miracle has a very different emphasis. Waiting on a miracle is passive. You're counting on the universe to save you. Working on a miracle is the exact opposite. You're trying to achieve something extraordinary through your own efforts. The important question is whether you believe that miracle is extremely unlikely or inevitable. Some people have tremendous faith in miracles, sort of a God helps those who help themselves mindset. Later in the song, Alexis describes herself as a destiny is inevitable. I could quote Thanos here, but I'm trying really hard not to. So this song is a real glass half full, glass half empty test. Do you think working on a miracle is hoping for something that will never happen? Or is it believing in a happy ending, even though you can't quite get there through your own efforts? Alexis ultimately seems to be holding out hope.
Maybe I've seen too many bad romantic movies about the kind of love that conquers the world.
Alexis, if Mirabel Madrigal could get her family to talk about Bruno again, we have no doubt that you'll get your miracle too. Note that this group is not to be confused with The Marias, an indie pop band from my beloved hometown of Los Angeles, which actually only has one Maria in it. The band, not Los Angeles. This group is from Arizona, and indeed there are dos of the Marias. But the real star here is the lead mariachi woman, who is absolutely killing it. Seriously, whoever this woman is, she should be the headliner here. The band could be renamed Mama Mariachi y Las Marias. Anyway, we've seen a ton of Spanish-y songs in the contest so far, but a lot of them just had a mild Latin flavor, mainly consisting of the word loco. Most of these songs tried to split the difference between appealing to a Spanish-speaking audience and not completely alienating the squishy white center of the country. Las Marias are not worried about that. They wear traditional costumes, perform with traditional instruments, and sing entirely in Spanish. I think NBC did them a disservice by not subtitling their performance, which was really lovely, but almost entirely lost on non-Spanish speakers. We couldn't even find a translation online in time to record this, and alas, our high school Spanish was not up to the task. But to Las Marias, we say gran trabajo, and to the mariachi lady, we say, we will buy your solo album the second it comes out.
And I gave plenty love.
Pennsylvania's rap soul hymn, Plenty Love, probably won't win this contest, but will it win your heart or your mind? The Keystone State's Bree Steeves uses her platform for a spiritual and social argument against a dominant voice in American society, and she does it with 2 puns. To understand the first, you have to know that in America, plenty comes after good-n, as in the famous Halloween candy that nobody wants. But in a song about the moral judgment of the world, the word good never appears. Steeves calls upon God to give the people of the world, even the most humble and broken, more love than they have.
Lord, do you hear the forsaken? Do you cherish the patient? Do you see any love anymore?
But not because they earned it by doing good things, but because believing that people deserve better is a natural result of faith, hope, and charity. The second pun is that plenty has a synonym, abundance. And this song has abundance, and it has gospel, but it sure doesn't have abundance gospel. Also known as prosperity gospel, this is a contemporary Christian idea that religious faith leads directly to being healthy and rich. Taking prosperity gospel to its logical conclusion, not only can you tell who is going to be rich by who is the most religious, but you can also look at the rich among the religious and retroactively assume that they were the most faithful. Plenty Love could not disagree with this more. When Bree Steeves appeals to God in this song, she's also appealing to everyone who says they have faith, who says that they care, calling upon them to care more, and to care more for the least of their neighbors. We should give, and not just to the people who already have a lot. We should respect our neighbor, but not just the people who we already approve of. Also, there's a rap break. It has more energy and style than the whole rest of the song. We would have loved to see the singing part go more full gospel, or just go big like Keone or Nitro Nitra. But if it didn't bring big sound, it brought big ideas. And we appreciate that Steeves took the opportunity to use her choruses and her verses to challenge us all to be better people to each other.
Joining sorrow and reason don't rhyme until you're horizontal. Life ain't a straight line.
Alan Stone has something no other competitor in the American Song Contest has. His own TED Talk.
I'm not a specialist on anything. I'm not a doctor. I don't read music. And I'm not quite positive why I was invited to come and share any of my ideas.
This guy seems like a musician's musician. He's not a guy that most people would recognize. But he gets invited to make a guest appearance on American Idol, and Lionel Richie goes absolutely nuts for him.
To find that kind of chemistry, where you feel comfortable sparring with a duet partner of that magnitude and that skill, tells you where you are, okay? And I'm telling you, man, that was spectacular.
Maybe he's just the kind of artist who has the skills to share the stage with anyone in the world, but his own songs are too bluesy to have mass appeal. In any case, it's a good thing they left this guy for last, because no one wanted to follow this performance. If you listen closely, you could actually hear the sound of all the jury members locking in those perfect scores, knocking Jared Lee's Shameless out of the top spot.
Everything combined.
Sorry, Boston, you did wicked good, but you're no Alan Stone. A song about pluralism seems appropriate for Washington State. Because DC exists, the place can't even own its own name. No, I'm not from the district, I'm from Washington State. Plus, the culture and the economy change drastically as you move from Seattle to Idaho. Add the historical claims from rival empires and its famous native art and traditions, and Washington is a bit of both of a lot of things. Alan spins this into stoner meditations, pun intended, about how everything depends on your point of view.
You may see the stars glowing, shining ever bright, but are they really shining? Or just burning in the sky?
And if you're in the right mindset, it might sound kind of profound. But then we heard this.
But is it really flying, or is falling redefined?
Wait a second, this is just Toy Story.
That wasn't flying, that was falling with style.
He literally paraphrased Toy Story and made it sound like ancient wisdom. So guys, at this point, the judges are starting to look kind of sus, as the kids say. In the 4 qualifiers, they have selected 4 white males. Look, it's okay to have a type when you're swiping through Tinder, but in a song contest, you really want to be more open-minded. That being said, it was hard to argue with Alan Stone. This week, we're going to root for Stella Cole and DIY. It had clever lyrics, a bouncy hook, and a dash of TV-14 naughtiness.
I guess you really missing when I'm on my knees.
Will that be enough to succeed in the man's world that is the ASC? We'll see. One more qualifier to go, guys. We'll see you at the finish line.